Okay, so we'll deal with the structure. What do you mean by a structure? Okay, so you all know what an array is. Okay, so you know what an array is. Array is actually the collection of similar type of data. Okay, that is if I'm declaring an integer array, if I'm writing int a of 10, if I'm writing int a of 10, then int a of 10 will declare 10 slots. 10 slots. It will declare 10 slots, each having 2 bytes of memory. So in each slot, sorry, in each slot you can store any integer. In each slot you can store any integer. So likewise, how many slots will be there? 10 slots will be there, and the first slot will be having the index value 0, and the last slot will be having the index value 9. And you can access each items using a of index. If I'm writing a of index, you can just access any element from that array. Okay, so that is an array. Now, if I'm saying about a structure, so if I'm saying about a structure, okay, if I'm saying about a structure, actually structure is something. Uh, it's actually, if I say the definition of a structure, it is a named set of different types of data. Okay, it is a named set of different types of data. For array, it was named set of similar type of data. Okay, array was a named set of similar type of data. In structure, it was named set of different type of data. Okay, so while you are using a structure, there are two things first you have to understand. The first one is structure definition, and the second one is structure declaration. Okay, you have to understand there are two things when you use a structure. Okay, first you have to define a structure, then only you can declare a structure. I hope it is clear. Okay, to define a structure, so I am gonna start with the first one, that is to defining the structure. Okay, to define a structure, I will be using the uh, keyword struct. So struct is a keyword that is used to define a structure. Okay, so after struct, I will be giving the structure name. Okay, if I'm writing the structure name as student, if I'm giving the structure name as student, so that is the name of the structure here. And in that, I will be storing many values. So it can have an integer value. It can have a uh, another integer value into b. It can have a floating point value, float to c. Then it can have a character value, char d. Okay, so a structure can have member elements. We call all these as member elements. Okay, the structure will have member elements of different types. So that is why it is called named set of different types of data. Okay, named set of different types of data. So it is a definition for a structure. Clear? Okay, so this is a definition of a structure. If I am defining a structure, it tells the compiler that if I am writing student structure, if I am using a structure named student, then all these are the member elements that need to be there. And one thing that you have to understand is when you are defining, no memory will be allotted. When you are defining a structure, no memory will be allotted. No memory allocation will happen when you are defining a structure. Okay, you defining the structure to tell the compiler that if anyone is using a structure named student, these all are the member elements that is needed. Okay, just to tell the compiler. And if you are defining a structure, there will be no memory allotted for that. To allocate memory, you will be using structure declaration. Okay, to allocate memory, you will be using structure declaration. Okay, so how to declare a structure? So if I'm writing I'm writing the structure name. So this is how we will be declaring a structure. So if I'm writing structure student, and if I'm writing the variable name b, I'm writing like this. This is how you will declare a structure. Okay. When you are declaring an integer value, if you are declaring an integer value, you will be writing like int a, right? If you are declaring an integer value, you will be writing like int a. Here, int is the type, right? Int is the type, and a is the variable name. Int is the type, and a is the variable name. Okay. So here, this is the type. That is, structure student is the type. So what the compiler understand? The compiler understand that it is a structure, and it do have the member elements as that of a student. Okay, so it is a structure and it do have a member elements as that of a student. So it is type of structure of it's a type of student structure. It is type of student structure. Clear. And the name of this variable is b. So if I write like this, if I am writing this statement, one second, I'm just changing the name. Instead of b, I am giving the name std. Okay, there is no problem if I just give that name b, but since there is a member element named b, I'm just changing the name here as std. So let std be the structure. So variable name is std and type is student structure. Struct student is the type and std is the variable name, similar to declaring int a. Okay, so if I write like this, what happens in the memory? In the memory, somewhere in the memory, you will be declaring the structure name student. Okay, std is the name of the variable. So in somewhere in the memory, there will be something called std. So std is a structure, and std will have a small piece of, that is 2 bytes of memory, and will be naming as a. Another 2 byte of memory, it will be naming as b. 4 bytes of memory, that will be allotted or called as c. Then 1 byte of memory, that will be called as d. Clear? So std, that is, it is the variable name. std is a variable name. So std will be having member elements like a, b, c, and d. So total size of std will be equal to size of a plus size of b plus size of c plus size of d. That is, size of a is 2 plus size of b is 2 plus size of c is 4 plus size of d is 1. So the total size is 9. 9 bytes is the size of a std, which belong to student structure. Clear? So this is how you will be declaring a student structure. This is how you will be declaring a student structure, and this is how you will be defining a student structure. So this is the definition, and this is the declaration. I hope it is clear. Okay, I hope it is clear. So this is the definition, and this is a declaration. When you are defining a structure, no memory will be allotted. But when you are declaring a structure, memory will be allotted, and you will be giving the variable. Okay. Now, how to access the member elements? How to access the member elements of a student structure? So std is the name of the variable, right? std is the name of the variable. So if I am writing a statement, like you know that if I am writing in the let there be a integer. If I am writing in num, okay. So this now this is num is a integer value, integer variable, right? So to display the value of num, what I will be writing is I will be writing printf mod d num. So I will be writing like this, printf mod d num, or I will be writing cout, right? I will be writing cout num. If it is C++, I will be using cout num. If it is C language, I will be using mod d num. Okay, so this is C and this is C++. So whatever the language it will have a definition. Okay. Okay. So this is how I will be displaying the value. Clear. Now, if I need to give, give out the value of a student structure. So in student structure, if I need to give out the value stored in the student structure, the problem is that compiler doesn't know which type it will have and which all are the member elements it has. So first what you have to do is, if you have to display the value, you have to specify which member's value you need to uh, display. You have to specify the name of the member along with the variable name. Along with the variable name, you have to give out the name of the member element whose value is to be displayed. Okay, so if I need to display the value of A, which resides in student, I need to give the value of A which resides in student. I will be writing student dot A. So if I write cout student dot A, we will get the value which is stored here. Okay, so the value which is stored in A, which is inside std student, you will get by using a dot operator, that is dot to the std dot A. If I need to get the value of B, I will be writing std of B. If I need to store a value in C, if I need to store a value of C, since C is a floating point number, if I need to store a value in C, I will be writing std.c equal to 4.5. So here in the student structure, inside the C, what value will be stored? 4.5 will be stored. Clear? I hope it is clear. Okay, so that is how you will be uh, using the member elements of a structure. That's how you will be using the member elements of a structure. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can just ask. If you have any doubts, you can just ask. If you have any doubts,